Panasonic. Panasonic. Panasonic.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it.
For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use PinoCare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take PinoCare.
Mega, we care.
Hi everyone, I'm Architect Patch, and you are watching Curve TV, your collaborative construction channel. Hello partners, it's the second day of December and few more days we will be saying goodbye to 2020. Grabe, sobrang dami at ang bilis ng panahon ngayon at ang dami talaga nangyari for this year. Parang dito sa Curve TV, hindi na kami magpapaawat sa mga interesting stories na gusto namin i-share sa inyo. Curve TV will bring you the different side and faces of the industry like never before. Fresh, inspiring, unintimidating. Join us for an hour of talk and more. Let's get ahead of the curve. So we at Curve TV promotes collaboration and inclusivity. The construction industry has made a lot of progress over the past decades to become more inclusive of women and minority groups. Today, let's talk about how the current construction culture is embracing diversity and how it aims to raise the profile of the LGBTQA+ construction professionals in the country. Now, before I introduce our first guest, question ako sa inyo guys, nakakumu na ba kayo? Do follow us here in Kumu para mas makulay ang usapan natin. Remember, a better life, a better world, Panasonic. Currently practicing her professional career as a senior lead architect and environmental planner at Deca Design Collaborative in Makati. She handles local and overseas projects from design up to construction supervision in collaboration with different professionals. An active officer of the UAP Fort Bonifacio chapter as Director for External and Governmental Affairs. Mga parts, let's all welcome Architect BJ Florendo.
Hi! Good
Hi, Architect BJ.
Hi,
Fabulous.
Architect
Hi, Architect
you.
BJ. Thank you so much at nandito ka together with your earrings sa ating napakagandang conversation for this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's
Of
my
course,
pleasure
of
to
course.
support this kind of conversation. I'm really excited na we have this kind of event in times of
Yes.
pandemic. So, yeah.
Platform. Thank you, Architect BJ. But hindi lang ikaw ang aming guest. We also have another one. And our next guest, aside from being an architect, she's a DJ turned tech startup founder based in Manila. Together with her fraternity brothers, they formed VR Spaces, a property tech startup that niches on VR, AR technology, and visual marketing for architecture, real estate, and tourism sector. Parts, let's all meet Architect Timmy Artuz, aka Timmy Sky.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, whatever. Saan kayo nasa mundo. Thank you. Thank you, architects.
I love it.
Ibang klase, para talagang DJ na GG, hype man yung pagkapasok. I love the energy. Hi, Architect Timmy. How are you?
Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you guys?
Great,
How are you?
great.
I'm good. Yes,
Okay,
nice to see you.
I love our energy for this afternoon. Ngayon pa lang alam ko na magiging masaya at makwela tong ating usapan. But first of all, syempre, thank you ulit. Maraming salamat at sinamahan niyo ako today. So let's get straight to our conversation this afternoon. Simulan natin. Briefly, tell us, what was your childhood like? Paano ba kayo lumaki? Let's start with Architect BJ. How was your childhood?
Oh, okay. So, well, I grew up in a conservative Filipino family. During those times, I think I live a very simple, happy childhood. Kumbaga, from Olongapo City. Originally, I'm from Olongapo City. So, those times is kind of, I think, very colorful. I grew up in a very colorful family, quite strict at some point, and then they taught me a lot of things about life, and then they want me to be as proper as I can be.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my childhood with some of memories during summer with my cousins and with my friends way back in high school. So yeah,
Mhm.
simple yet fun childhood. Yeah.
Nice. And it was a very conservative family, you said, no? Na
Yes,
yun ang
yes.
childhood mo. What about you, Architect Timmy?
Well, ano naman, it's more chill. My childhood is more chill. So, parang nothing like the ordinary. Siguro kung ano yung experience ko sa iba, ganun din yung na-experience ko. So, wala naman something na like MMK level
Mm.
kind of thing. So,
Oo.
so
Walang ganong dramatics na nangyari. Okay. So, I'm curious, no? Like, at what stage in your life did you realize na parang medyo iba? Parang different person pala kayo? Was it instantly, parang grade school, high school? Was it late in your life nung naramdaman niyo yon, Architect BJ?
Well, for me, I think I realized that when I was like I think 7 years old,
Mm.
because like you're quite you're different because you're not doing what the usual boys will do.
Mm.
Kumbaga, like for example, you're playing Barbie with your sisters and with your female cousins
Mm-mm.
instead of playing um panglaro for the boys. And then at
Mm.
that point, I wasn't really sure if I'm gay or if I'm a transgender woman. So
Mm.
I thought like, oh, maybe I'm just gay for now because I don't prefer girls. I'm having crush with boys. So I think
Mm.
those years of my life, early stage, I knew I was different already.
At the age of 5 to 7, you said, no?
Yes,
That
yes,
early?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I remember.
so,
I was playing paper dolls with my
mm,
sister. So that point, like I want to do more of like girly thing rather than the usual or normal boys will do during those years of their life. So yeah, quite early,
so
I guess.
Architect BJ, how did you come out? Paano mo nasabi sa kanila finally na okay, I'm sure ako parang I'm gay or like I'm a trans or anong, how did it happen?
Well, for me, unlike in other Western country, na they have
Mm.
a coming out scene or like they have this intense conversation with their parents. Me, no. I guess I make it to the point na super subtle yung pag-transition ko.
Mm.
And then from Olongapo to Baguio, so it gave me a chance na to transition in a way na hindi abrupt to my parents. And then parang because we're Asian, we're Filipino, and we don't like confrontation that much.
Mm.
So parang what you see is what you get. And then because I don't want to disappoint my parents, I
Mm.
studied hard. I
Mm.
mean, harder than anyone else because or yeah, yeah or sino man because I don't want to disappoint my parents. That's why. So parang yun yung naging exchange of like um I can express who I am,
Mm.
but I'm gonna repay this with education, being a good daughter to
Mm.
them, and then being masunurin sometimes. So
Right.
yeah, that's how I do it.
Okay, so at least hindi mo sila binigla. Yun yung, that's what you're saying, di ba? Hindi parang all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Mom, Dad, ito na ako. Hindi ganon yung nangyari.
Yes, no,
Yes.
actually, Patch, I don't have that like moment na mom, dad,
Walang formal talaga.
no, no, no.
Okay.
There's nothing like that. So parang I started with wearing female jeans, and then I started to grow my
Mm.
hair until here lang sa my neck, and then I
Mm-mm.
started doing my hormones secretly. But I do it
Okay.
on my own without them being worried that I am transitioning to become a woman I am right now.
Right. Nice. Very
Yeah,
well said. Architect number 1. Okay, let's move on
thank
to
you.
architect number 2. So, architect Timmy, ikaw, like, kailan nangyari, na-realize mo that it's different and how was the coming out process? May ganun ba or different story?
Well, yun sa akin kasi, parang I realized that when I was in grade school.
Mm-hmm.
So, parang I have this thing, I discern agad as early as when I was little, parang I can discern na kung ano yung gusto ko. And I really know what I want talaga. So, yun yung mga isang mga skill na parang, or parang good trait I have. Parang I always know what I want ever since.
Yes.
So, yun ang isa doon when it comes to preference. Tapos yung journey naman, it's kind of hard. Kasi before, I'm sure makakalig kayo, wala pang social media. Wala pang
Yes.
Instagram, wala pang Facebook. So, yung 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 how they educate and empower yung ganitong klaseng community, it's very hard kasi syempre wala tayong source of information na ganito nangyayari sa ibang bansa, ganyan. So, yung journey ko, di siya ganun ka happy. So to say, but not super like MMK level, but
Yung
hindi ko
MMK talaga na yan,
pinagdadaanan siya
oh.
eh. And like right now, pag for example, some person nag-out sila, this generation, ngayon nga, puro social media, parang mas madali kasi mas maintindihan na yung tao, unlike 10, 12, 15 years ago. So,
Parang the process now is easier than before kasi mas informed na kasi yung mga tao ngayon, right?
yeah.
Which is, I
Saka may
think, good
support system na.
right. Which I think also is a good progress for the community. With the exposure of social media, it's not, yun nga, in your own terms, hindi na siya parang MMK levels for everyone. Na parang you have to confront and then the drama behind it. So, lumalabas ngayon, for you guys, it wasn't really a difficult process, right? To know.
Yeah.
Because you were comfortable in yourself rin. Parang you weren't fighting it, right? Ganun ba yung nangyari, no?
Yeah, architect. But at the same time, syempre, before, yung tao, di na nila maintindihan. Which is, parang acceptance rin is key. Di naman lahat ng tao maintindihan nila kung ano yung journey na we had ni architect. So,
right.
Correct.
nandun pa
Okay.
rin yun. Hindi naman siya mawawala. I feel like. So, unlike, kung compare ko lang now, na parang mas maintindihan na sila compare 10 years
Yes.
before. Yeah.
Architect DJ, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think it's because siguro it will add if you have a very supportive family.
Yes.
Like if
I
they're
agree.
gonna understand and love you, whoever or whatever you are, it's gonna be more of like parang mas less yung pain, yung pag coming out mo or yung pag-share mo ng who you really are. And plus the friends, supportive friends, once you have those, I think you have more parang more power or more drive to express who you are. So, yeah.
I agree because it's really the family talaga yung unang solid support system mo dyan, di ba? But
Correct.
you guys mentioned that, of course, before, years ago, hindi pa tayo into social media, right? So it was more difficult during that time. So during those years up to college, can you guys tell us some of the struggles or the most challenging situations that you have experienced? You know, being gay or lesbian, like what was the challenges? Like, nabully ba kayo? Did you fight back to these bullies? Can you share some of your stories with us? Anyone can go.
Siguro sa akin is, like I said before, parang hindi ganun ka-happy yung childhood ko. Kasi nga, which is understandable kasi nga the community or yung tao back then was not that informed or educated or nor empowered yung community namin. So, naintindihan ko sila. So, when I was in high school, parang maraming bullies. Kasi siyempre, naman, herd mentality is something pag nila maintindihan. Diba? Yun yung tendency na how we react to things as human beings. Pero nung college, parang mas na yung tao eh. Siguro mas nag-mature na rin yung mga kids na kabatch ko. Kasi pag college, mas experimental na rin yung stage nilang lahat.
At saka mas diverse na kasi pag college eh. Iba-iba yung pinag- so mas malawak na yung mundo, right?
Yeah, ayan. So, yung to sagot architect batch, yung high school, that's I feel like the most difficult time.
Okay. Did you, if I may ask,
Pre-social media time,
did you come from an all-girls school?
No.
Or co-ed? Co-ed
Yeah.
na? Okay. All right. And I think kasi sometimes it's also different when you come from an all-girls school.
True.
Right? Merong
That's true.
ganong ano eh. So,
That's
yun yung ibang sinasabi, ibang argument naman if you come from that school. And I think your grade school and your high school plays a major role talaga with your your foundation as a person, right? Nga yun na, when you get to college, iba-iba na yan eh. What about you, Architect BJ?
Okay. Well, me naman medyo quite reverse with Timmy, no? Because high school and grade school, I think it's because Olongapo is a small city. We know each other. So they respect me who I am. They love me who I am. But of course, it not every day is a happy day. So I experienced bullies during high school. But not to the point like parang yung iiyak na ako ng sobra or they gonna humiliate me at some point na parang I'm gonna question myself. So nothing on that level naman. And during college naman, that one is more. It's quite difficult for me because I need to be in a new setting, like in Baguio City, where we're all students came from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and then our building is you can smell the testosterone because it's an engineering building basically,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So parang from first floor to seventh floor, all male dominant kami doon sa SLU. So every day it's a challenge because you need to present yourself well, and then you're gonna hear a subtle cat calling na you don't mind. That time parang at first it's really painful, but
Anong
you get
usually
used
sinasabi
to it.
nila
Well, of course, like
sa'yo?
yung people or like para oh you're pretty or like oh miss pakis naman. All those like parang subtle catcalling na you don't need to listen, but at first it's really painful. But yeah.
Do you fight back, though, Architect DJ? Pinapatulan mo ba
No.
sila? Or was there ever a time na
Some
pumatol ka kasi sobra na?
Well, sometimes yes. When I was like younger, like early, like when I was like 17 or 18 years old, like talaga I'm gonna fight back or I'm just gonna say bad words. But as time goes by, I just realized now maybe I don't need to fight back by words, or maybe I just need to educate them or show them that I will not go to their level or like embrace their opinion, but I need to voice out what I feel and what they did wrong to me. So something like that. Like I want to approach it now in a professional level or in a friendly way because I mean people have their own points of view. So we just need to
Right.
educate them like kung ano yung ginagawa nilang mali towards their fellow men. So,
Ikaw, Architect Emim, like, meron rin bang catcalling sa'yo? Like, may hinihirit rin ba sila sa'yo that now that you can recall? And if ever man, pinapatulan mo ba sila? Ever? Was there ever a time talagang pumatol ka na? Kasi hindi mo na rin matake.
Yeah, nung high school, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Like what?
Like I said, hindi ko naman maalala, pero that's not, I cannot remember the words, but I remember the feeling. Sounds like robot. It's
What
not
do you
cool.
usually
Not
do?
cool.
Umiyak ka rin ba? Or parang you just talk to your friends? How do you recover from that?
In a way, kasi parang hindi ko siya maintindihan because I was young, so I'm kind of confused then. So I don't know how to process it. Pero basta I know lang what I like, doon lang naka-focus. I know lang what I want in life. And then parang eventually I'll go to college and alam ko naman na yung mga tao doon was mas broaden na yung pag-iisip. So yeah, I was banking on it. Pero siyempre,
So
naiintindihan ko sila kasi it's high school. Right?
Yeah, correct. And so it's safe to say that, because my next question is, when did you feel or kailan yun nasabi na I'm settled, everybody in the circle accepted me already? When did you feel that kind of comfort na, yay, hindi ko na masyadong maririnig tong mga catcalling na to? It was in college, tama ba?
For me, yes.
Okay. What about you, Architect DJ? When did you
Well, I think-
feel na comfortable, mas tanggap na ako ng mundo?
I use circle meaning like the general one or like
That
circle
everyone,
or like
oo.
everyone.
Everyone.
I don't think na I'm settled as of the moment. Because like parang if you're talking about the inner circle, like your inner friends, yes,
Mm.
you feel settled. But if we're talking the circle, like the general society,
Mhm.
I think no, because you've seen a lot of videos pa, and then recently we have the toilet issue about transgender
Yes.
women. So I can't say na I'm settled. Because if
Mhm.
those things happen to my sisters, it will happen to me. I know I'm
Right.
just in a better place right now because I have this professional, I have this work, now very professional persons. All my coworkers are
Mhm.
very accepting, and they respect me and I respect them. So yeah, if we're talking about the whole circle, I think we're not yet really settled. Or I can say or I can say LGBTQ plus will be settled if we are socially accepted. I mean, not tolerate, because tolerate is
Mhm.
different from accepted. And
Yes.
go. I mean, in terms of government, I think if the government like will have policies or rights na about us, I
Mhm.
think that's the time that I can say na
That you're
we're settled.
settled.
Yeah.
But in a way, that's actually a good point, Architect PJ. And but can you say that the world or the people around us are more friendly now compared to before? Like,
Oh
is it
yes.
more mas kaya mo na compared sa dati?
Oh yes, yes. I
Oo.
think the world is moving naman, and because
Mm.
um all the older generations paved the way for us, for all the LGBTQ community. That's why everyone or most of the people are really accepting na with towards LGBTQ community. Yeah.
Okay, wow. And that's really good to hear. And Architect Timmy, do you want anything to add to that note?
Yeah, parang he said it perfectly. Architect BJ
Mm.
said it perfectly. Yung sinabi niya. So,
Oh,
Thank you.
ibang klase talaga si architect number one.
yeah.
But nagsisimula pa lang tayo, guys. I mean, we are just starting with the conversations and the questions. So thank you to you both for being so open. We will juice them up and ask them more questions. So we will be talking more about their career and more. So more revelations coming up here in Bold Talks. Stay tuned, everyone.
Panasonic. Panasonic. Panasonic.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it.
For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use PinoCare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take PinoCare.
Mega, we care.
collaborative construction channel. You are still watching Bold Talks, co-presented by Panasonic. Okay, so we're back with Architect DJ and Architect Timmy, who will be joining us for this afternoon. So, like again, we'll be asking you now of your architecture passion naman. So, question ko, is architecture really your first choice? Let's start with Architect Timmy.
For a career or course in college?
Let's start with course in college muna. Was it really
Yeah,
your choice?
architecture was my first choice.
And what about what made you pursue architecture to be your career? Was it really your passion or parang sige tuloy-tuloy na natin, umpisahan ko na rin naman eh.
Kasi when I was young, kasi I used to draw. I'm a big fan of drawings and of aesthetics, good designs. So, naghanap ako ng course na I can do na merong something sa name.
Oh, yung mga i-attach.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad is a lawyer and my mom is in the medical industry. So, lahat sila merong prefix / suffix, right? May naka-attach. So, I'm looking for something na I like and then may naka-attach. So, that would be architecture or engineering. So, I chose architecture kasi I feel like it's more cool.
And artsy, kasi you're into drawing eh, so baka mas more of
Yeah.
on the creative side yun. But
Creative
you never thought of taking medicine or law? Never?
I did. I
With the
tried.
influence
I
of your
tried.
parents? Okay.
Yung sa law school, I tried. I did for a year.
Wow. Okay.
Just to
This
check
was
it out.
before architecture or after?
After.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And then after 1 year, you realized it wasn't for you.
No way. Kasi parang magulo parang hindi ko na kayang i-handle pagsabayin yung for example, kaka-license lang. Tapos, syempre, pag licensing na, syempre, focus ka na talaga sa portfolio, career path mo. Tapos, parang gumugulo na siya. So, I have to choose.
But I have to give it up to you, that you also tried. You gave it a chance because not a lot of people would do that. Parang at the back of their mind, isipin lang nila, baka magloko pero wag na. But you really gave it a shot for a year just to know
Yeah,
if it's for you or not.
Yeah, I feel like architect paths kasi that's my personality to begin with. Parang if I want something, I'll do it. Pag hindi, okay, pivot, move on.
Yes. Right. And though you mentioned that you like drawing when you were young, no? What were your drawings usually? Or they portraits or landscape or cartoons? And then what was your medium? What do you usually?
More on landscapes, and medium would be oil painting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I like to paint. Tapos oil pa yung medium na gusto ko. So may pagka-elitista ako. Parang pag may gumagamit ng, no offense guys, mga gumagamit ng acrylic, poster paint, parang, well, what's that?
No, but that's true. Medyo upscale yung oil painting eh.
Parang pang elitista yun eh.
But until now, are you still able to practice? Nagpe-painting ka pa rin ngayon?
No, hindi na. Ang dami ko nang binitawan na hobbies. Architect patch, architect DJ.
Yes.
Kasi time talaga, sobrang, yun talaga yung pinaka-biggest equity na we have.
That's true.
So, ang dami
That's
ko
true. I
nang
have agreed.
sinasacrifice sa hobbies and things that I like. To focus
But do you think
on
if I gave you, like for example, if I gave you an oil painting set now and a canvas, do you think you'll still be able to paint a really nice
Probably
landscape?
I have to schedule it. No, seriously, I have to, kasi I don't sleep anymore.
Nakakaloka yung schedule.
Yeah,
Gusto ko
yeah,
naman yes or no. Yung kanya talaga, I have to schedule it. Go.
Yeah, I have to schedule. I'll do it, architect pass, but I have to schedule it. Kasi sobrang busy. Pag nakita mo, hectic yung, kasi hindi lang RT, may DJ life pa.
Oh, right. At saka may
Sabay-sabay
tech
ka na.
startup ka pa na pag-uusapan
Yeah.
natin mamaya. So, tama yan.
Yeah.
What about you, Architect DJ? Was architecture first choice in college? And then, to pursue that career, was it passion or, sige, bala na. Anong kwento mo?
Oh, okay. So me, no. That's my first answer. No, architecture wasn't my first choice. In SLU kasi when you take the exam, there's a two choice like architecture and I mean the first and the second choice. But I just put architecture at the second, and then the first one is tourism because I really love travel, exploring things, and then fortunately, I got pumasa ako ng architecture. So I think that's the time for me na, oh, okay, maybe this is a good indication na I could excel or I could pass this course. So that's why I took up architecture. And then since because I love traveling or I have curiosity with places, that's why I took up architecture and to explore buildings in different places and then different cultures through buildings. So that's my story for why I took up architecture. And then at that like
What made you choose to pursue architecture as your career? Because you also have your own firm. So
well
what made you pursue that?
well this is not my firm, so
Sorry. Yeah,
I'm
you,
employed right now
yeah.
with
Sorry.
Deca Design. So I pursue this because I love to create space that will create moments, kumbaga. Like it will the research all of this research guest journey, all of it, science and arts, combine it into one profession or career. It gives me satisfaction and self fulfillment that I could deliver this project to certain clients. So yeah, that's my driving force actually, passion also.
Right. And I think Architect BJ, the nice thing about this is it goes back to your love for tourism. Because you were talking about
Yeah.
creating moments in different
Mm-hmm.
spaces. And because you have the love for tourism, to travel, you now envision or you now try to imagine what do I want these people to feel? 'Di ba? Parang when they
Exactly.
travel. And that's a nice way to put it because some people, yun nga, iba-ibang background eh. Yung iba mahilig mag-drawing. Like, for example, si
Mm-hmm.
Architect Timmy and creative side of it na gusto mag-attach ng name to your full name, no? Ikaw naman, it's the moments that you create, which is very interesting.
Correct.
I love that story. But
I know.
yeah, no,
And also
now,
in our studio, we practice that. Our principal architect, Dennis De Castro, is very passionate about it, about designing in terms of human experience or like human centrism. So yeah, it's a good practice
it is. And
to it.
we said you that we showed you and you can really see with the renderings of the different spaces na mararamdaman mo yung moments. And I'd like to call out, hindi ko alam kayo pala yung gumawa ng Toby's Estate dyan sa San Juan.
Oh,
I
Green
love going
Hill.
to, yes, in Green Hills. And I love going to that coffee shop because every time I go there, ang aliwalas ng feeling ko. Like, ang sarap magkape.
Yeah,
So now I can relate
correct.
to your concept of you really want to create moments, right? That's
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that from my fellow architects that you love what we
pakisabi kay
do.
boss. Yeah, I love their coffee. At the same time, I love the space. Pasabi sa bossing ni
Eh,
Beck.
I will for sure. Hopefully
And,
nandito siya or like live
uh,
stream or I can share this to her.
yes, later. So, ngayon, you pursued already your career in architecture. Was there ever a time na um, natakot kayo? Or hindi naman natakot, pero there were certain fears or reservations that you want to be part of this industry. Like, you might be facing some struggles because of what happened when you were in grade school or high school. Now that you are entering the industry, which is medyo mason rin talaga tong industry ng construction eh. So, nagkaroon ba kayo ng reservations or fear na parang, shocks, baka may mapagdaanan na naman ako dito? Architect Timmy.
Ako different. Wala siyang connection with our gender or preferences. But more on like sa kaya ko ba to? More on self-doubt. Sige, I'm gonna be vulnerable for a bit. Like, more on self-doubt na kaya ko ba talaga to? Kasi iba ang college days, iba ang thesis, iba ang real world. Diba? So
Dun sa self-doubt mo, yeah. How are you able to overcome that?
We started going to, nag-start tayong maging architect or maging architecture apprentice sa real world. Iba na yung usapan eh. Walang school. Walang grades. Everything is different. So, karoon ako, hindi naman culture shock, but na ano ko doon, parang, nabigla ako, napaisip ko na, kaya ko ba talaga to i-sustain? At first, yeah, I'm all for it. Pero sustainability, kaya ko ba ito sustain? Kasi ang dami ko ring heartaches, but not because of the gender, like I said, but different issue. So, I feel like makakalitin kayo. Like, dealing with these kinds of people, contracts,
Yes. Yes.
Yung
Pero,
pain, yung pain
look,
ng creative industry actually. Yun yung
mahirap
hugot
talaga. Mahirap. And kapag pinagdadaanan mo yun, Architect Timmy, what do you do? Like, how do you, anong outlet mo? Like, do you let yourself be frustrated for a while and then the next day, okay, babangon na ako. Ahon, let's go through it. Or are you the person who fights it immediately, aggressive approach? Anong ginagawa mo kapag nafe-feel mo
A
yan?
mix of both. Like, sa more on long-term plan, kung ano yung pinaka okay na strategy for this kind of situation. Tapos minsan naman is yung aggressive approach, parang right now. Parang get things
Immediate action.
done right now. Yeah.
Right.
Pero when it comes to yung stress level, doon na rin papasok yung DJing. Kasi, ginamit ko yung DJing, not just because I like electronic music, but ginamit ko siya for my mental health thingy. Kasi
Okay.
So, ginamit ko yung DJ. That was before. Pero puro house parties lang siya. Wala akong plano wala akong planong gawin siya professionally. Gusto ko nang mag-house party and mag-DJ kasi yun na yung way ko para mag-release ng stress is to party and to DJ.
And that's nice. So you mean to say, yung career mo as a DJ started off as an outlet for you lang to release your frustration, and then eventually, you're now a DJ. Wow! Ibang klase.
Yeah, parang naging ganun.
Iba, alam mo, sa mga nanonood kapag nafa-frustrate kayo, hindi porket gusto niyo pumarty, wala kang papututunguhan dyan. And Architect Timmy is one good example na gusto niyang pumarty, ngayon, kumikita siya dahil ginusto niyang pumarty. Tama?
Yeah. And I feel like Architect Patch, Architect BJ, may factor din na kasi if I want something, parang siseryosohin ko. So, nung na-realize ko na besides yung Archie, parang ito yung gusto kong gawin, hindi kasi naratong laro.
Right. So mo rin kasi.
Yeah. May factor din siguro siya. I feel like
You enjoy it.
Yeah.
Tama. What about you, Architect BJ? Like, nagkaroon ka ba ng ganon? Reservations? Na shocks? Baka may, na...
I think it's normal for a human being to have those initial reaction when they're gonna know that they're gonna be thrown out in a professional field dominated by male, kumbaga. Siguro in 100%, yung about gender issue would be like 10 or 20 because I'm really like, as Timmy said, na this profession naman is not about the gender, but it's because I'm a trans woman. So baka they're not open for this one. And then it's not very common. I mean, gay people is common in our industry, but not a transgender woman like me.
Right.
So yun yung medyo scary at some point. And then there's also a percentage about if you can do this or yung skills mo could really meet those requirements, the high requirements of architectural firms here in the Philippines and in abroad. But those fears, I use them as my power, I guess, to move forward and to live every day as an architect and planner. So
parang you use it as your, it inspires you more to do better, right? And to prove them wrong, parang ganon. Yeah. And you mentioned, that was a good point that you mentioned, Architect BJ, about, how they discriminate you kung kaya mo ba to, hindi mo ba to kaya. So, let's now move to the industry of construction, and work. So, merong mga bullyings na nangyayari nung high school. Now, sa construction site, may it be in the office, meron ba kayong na-experience na discrimination? Specifically, let's start with the Architect BJ. You said, yun nga they ask kung kaya mo ba to or whatever. May specific example ka ba na hindi mo makalimutan na biglang tinanong ka, kaya mo ba to or baka hindi mo naman to kaya?
Well, specific, I can't remember that much. But there's a subtle way of doing it kasi. Like the gestures of the mukha, or like they will not let you lead this kind of project because they're not really, they don't trust you at all. So parang ganun yung mga
And it has
nararamdaman
something to
ko
do with your
before.
gender, do you think?
I'm not sure because I haven't talked to them directly or confronted them. It's just whatever work na mapapasa sa akin, I'll just do my best and then deliver it, whether small or big or even kahit nagagawa ako ng mga folder pang-organize ng project, I'm gonna do it really efficiently because work is still work and whatever it is, you need to do you need to do your best for it. So I'm not really sure kung gender lang talaga yung issue or it's just
Issue.
like meron pang mga factors kumbaga. Because I haven't, as I've said, I haven't confronted them about it.
But until now, you're still experiencing these things at the present.
No, I'm so
No
lucky.
na. Oh
Because
wow, that's good.
in our studio, I just gonna speak for myself and for the studio because we are quite diverse in our studio. We can I think we can represent all the LGBTQ in our office because gender is not the basis kung i-hire ka sa office and then they're more respecting and we value collaboration in our studio. That's
Very
why.
good. Yes.
So that's the important thing in our studio kasi.
Right. And it kasi kami and also in our firm, like we are all diverse and we welcome, it doesn't really matter like in terms of how you create a space, how you design a space, hindi naman dun lumalabas yun eh. 'Di ba? It really still ends up with being professional, kung paano ka ba gumalaw, does not have anything
Correct.
to do with gender or race minsan, right? And it's
Exactly.
good to hear that your office, embraces that and it gives you have a good culture, no? An at-home culture. What about
Yes,
you,
at
architect?
home culture,
Oh,
but
go
at the
ahead.
same time, very professional in a way na
Yes.
parang we need to separate those emotion and then the
Yes.
professional ethics, kumbaga, para we could come up with because in our studio or in any studio, we need to be professional in a way to say those criticisms that kumbaga. Parang
Yes, that's
constructive
correct.
criticism. So we
Constructive,
need to
yes.
still separate the emotional and the professional ethics in a studio, but in a very harmonious atmosphere, kumbaga.
I totally agree. And when it comes to design, madami talagang syempre hindi magkakasundo dyan. But at the end of the day, as long as we deliver the project properly, the client is happy, then we are good. Right?
Correct.
What about you,
On
architect
point.
Timmy?
When it
Do
comes
you,
to,
do you have any discrimination, may discrimination experiences ka ba from your side of work? May it be DJing, architecture, or your tech startup?
wala kasi I feel like sa simula pa lang parang sinadya ko siya. Kasi I know kasi parang pwedeng siyang gamitin against us, kami nila Architect BJ, but me, sinadya ko siya sa part ng aking branding or public persona. So,
Okay.
ginamit ko siya to my advantage.
Okay.
So,
Well,
parang sa simula
tama.
pala, parang in your face ko na, so you can't say anything about
Inunahan
it.
mo na, kumbaga.
Yeah, exactly.
Parang, bago pa kayo may masabi sa akin, ako na magsasabi sa inyo.
Yeah.
Parang
Yeah. So,
ganon.
I use that to my advantage. Ginamit ko siyang pang-niche
Yes.
palagi.
Do you think that strategy worked? Or is it working until now? Do you think you did the right
I feel like,
thing?
or is it because of, baka dahil sa personality ko din? I feel like sa akin nag-work siya. So, that's good.
But and you know what? I'm happy that you're very your confidence really. I can feel it all the way here. Kahit nasa lang tayo online platform, nararamdaman ko siya. But for you, architect Timmy, do you think or do you still witness bullying happening right now in the LGBT community? What sorts of bullying and discrimination do you still see in our industry? Because not everyone can be as comfortable as you. Because I know some people na medyo hirap pa rin, medyo mas
Introverted, yeah.
sensitive, introvert, yes. So from your eyes, ano pa bang nangyayari ngayon?
Meron pa rin, hindi siya mawawala, especially sa construction. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao doon, like sabi mo nga, you came from a high school, di ba? Parang old school. Sabi ko rin before, kami nila Architect BJ or kung sino man yung kabatch namin, Parang, yung 10, 15 years ago, wala pang social media, so hindi tayo ganun ka-informed or ka-educated when it comes to our community in general, whatever kung nung industry nasa ka. So, may mga tao pa rin na, hindi pa rin sila informed. Especially sa construction, not sa design. Yun napansin ko.
Tell
sa
us more about
construction.
construction. Well, a specific example on construction.
Like yung mga like the painters there, mga foreman, meron silang mga certain jokes, very machismo. Machismo rather. Machismo
Agree.
jokes.
True.
Hindi siya mawawala eh. So,
Like anong jokes?
hindi
can
ko
you-
masyadong maalala eh, pero parang it doesn't sit well with me.
And
Regardless
they
kung
purposely
okay,
make you hear it?
Ha?
Pinaparinig talaga nila sa'yo yon? Lumalabas?
Kasi hindi lahat sa akin eh. Not necessarily sa akin. Kasi nga like I said, di ba, parang simula pa lang, inano ko na kagad yung ginamit ko siya as my advantage as part of my public persona or image. So kahit asalin nila ako, parang
Hindi na ako tatablan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pero sometimes may joke sila na hindi sa akin. Pero pag narinig ko siya, that doesn't sit well with me. You know?
You call them out when that
That's
happens?
not good. Yeah.
Or hindi?
Kasi minsan hindi sila eh, parang minsan hindi sila outright, minsan parang nagkukwento lang sila. So parang nasa conversation lang. Hindi siya nawawala. Basically, hindi siya nawawala. But to be specific, yung mga certain na sinabi, hindi ko maalala, pero I'm sure it's not cool. You know?
Right.
Kahit hindi ako yung pinag-uusapan or hindi ko kilala yung pinag-uusapan.
Pero parang ganon. Parang
parang
medyo
for them,
nagpaparinig sa'yo. Oo.
Parang for them, it's like entertainment value for them. Pero sa person na parang kinukwento ka nila, that's not cool. Eh ako yung nakakarinig.
Right.
That's all. Meron din yun. Meron din sa social media. Hindi mo rin may iwasan. Digital world, di mo talaga may iwasan. Yun, sure ako dun.
It's a harsh world. You know, the digital world can be really cool, but it can really be super harsh.
You cannot please anyone, architect pa. So, alam mo yun, pag natanggap mo na you cannot please everyone, you're good. Kasi di mo mawawala yun eh. Hindi ka sila mawawala.
That's true. What about you, Architect BJ? Like, specific examples. Like, ano pa bang discrimination na nangyayari ngayon sa LGBT when it comes to the construction industry? May it be in the site or sa office, suppliers, mga contractor, foreman, yan. May nai-experience ka pa ba or you know of?
I think I could agree with Timmy na yung very subtle yung pagdi-discriminate nila, and then they found LGBTQ community as a form of entertainment, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like parang they're gonna tell stories, or they're gonna call you in a name. Like for example, me, I know I don't have a good voice, but I do have features like this, and then they're still gonna call you sir. Right? So it's very offensive in my part na I look like this. I have a female appearance na, but because you heard my voice is not really that super feminine, they will still call me sir. And then even though I tried to like parang correct them, they're gonna do it again. So those things na parang I don't know if it's because of they're not really well informed lang na, you know, to use those proper endearment or kung paano mo itawagin ang isang professional kumbaga. But yeah, very subtle na lang siguro at the moment, pero I agree na hindi siya mawawala sa construction industry. And you're gonna be surprised that those hindi ko naman sila minamalit or something, but from painter, carpentero, sila pa yung medyo talagang alam mo yun, medyo may mga jokes sila na off. At the same time, parang medyo offensive na on the part, especially of, to be example, me na parang tatawagin kang you're beautiful, we're in the work and then we are inside. So it's not appropriate to say that during site visit or construction, kumbaga.
Parang alam mo minsan na nang aasar lang or parang makahirit lang, parang ganon.
Correct.
And I yes, go ahead.
And I can't change myself naman, like I want to be like, I don't want to wear earrings na kasi they're gonna put at
Wag na wag mong tatanggalin yung hikaw na yan. Gusto ko yung hikaw na yan. And I'm sure you have more from where that came from.
Yes, thank you, Marian Muamelda, for this earring.
Nice sponsor pa. Thank you so much for that earrings. No, it adds to your personality kasi, right? I mean, Eh kung gusto ko maghikaw ako. I mean, di naman to nakaka-apekto sa pagpupukpok ninyo. Di naman to
Yeah,
nakaka-apekto sa space na ginawa natin.
if I want to wear makeup during site visit, why not? As long as I can deliver, I can check, I can give directions. That's the what matter most. But yun nga, because hindi pa sila well informed and marami silang time to joke or goof around. So yeah, yun yung
And I know also that, hindi rin mawawala yung ganito. It's gonna be here for a while. So
Yeah.
for you guys, like how can we educate these kinds of people in the construction industry? Kanino ba dapat magsimula yan? Who should take the initiative? Tayo ba? How do we inform them? Or para slowly naman medyo mag-improve for the coming years for the next generations?
I feel like it's
Timmy.
us. It's us.
Mhm. How do you educate them?
I feel like it's our responsibility na to educate and empower them. Right? Kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao ignorant eh. Iba naman, hindi naman lahat ng tao like pasaway na parang very, narrow-minded. Pero it's our responsibility regardless kung ayaw nilang makinig or gusto nilang makinig na to share yung knowledge or what's happening with our community. Kasi, alam mo yun, parang ano rin siya eh, it's part of self-love na rin.
Yes. Yes.
Diba? Na hindi mo kasi expect yung tao na mahalin ka o respetuhin ka kung di mo kayang respetuhin or mahalin din yung sarili mo. So, para sa akin, nag-start yun sa sarili. Tapos, I feel like more on butterfly effect kapag marami siyang kinukwento like social media. Diba? The more na lang siya nakita, in a way na I for the lack of a better term, desensitize. So, dahan-dahan na rin na desensitize. Hence, na-educate na rin sila, ganito pala yun, ganyan. Kaya nga, I'm sinabi ko sa start ng interview na parang I feel parang kind of jealous sa mga nag-out nung may social media na compare sa amin. Iba kasi, iba talaga. It's easier now. Though, marami pa rin bashers, like I said, kahit sa industry, hindi na siya mawawala. You got to understand, di ba? Baka meron silang pinagdadaanan or they have their own hugots, di ba?
I agree.
May mga personal issues din sila, yeah. So, intindihin natin sila. Pero, yun nga, yung mga tao nga sa social media na ngayon pala parang, wow, swerte niya. Sana all, man. Sana all sa social media dati.
At least the silver lining there, Architect Timmy, is at least now it's improving compared to before, right? Kesa naman na hindi at all nag-improve.
Yeah.
But what about you, Architect DJ? Like, ano ngayon ang initiative natin? How do we inform these people in the construction industry?
Well, I think if you want to kill the root cause, I think it should it should go first doon sa pinaka natin, sa education natin during grade school and high school. Like we need to talk about gender sensitivity. Kasi those are the stages of our life na parang dun mo ma-absorb kung ano ba talaga yung need mo ma-learn when you go to the construction industry or kung anong field ka man. So if you really want to target the root cause, I think we need to go back to kung saan yung stage na yun. And then now, kung nasa construction industry ka na, I agree with Timmy na parang it should start from yourself and then mag-radiate na siya. And then siguro I could suggest na parang every contractors or like whoever in the field of industry na they need to be open or like they need to be parang have the initiative to tell na, hey, don't call her sir because this is her. Or like, hey, that's not a good joke. Kasi if the laborers or those painters and tuberos will gonna joke like that and then the foreman or the contractor, the head contractor will gonna hear that, they need to call it out para it will stop there. Not like parang gonna hear it from this ear and then lalabas sa kabila. No, it should be like we need to call their attention na it's not really good because, baka kasi akala nila it's okay lang but it's not pala.
Yeah.
So,
kasi when some people see that it's being tolerated, they think that it's okay. That's the problem, right?
Correct.
So that's true. And we can start baby steps naman yan eh. As long as we have a platform to just educate everyone and inform everyone, you're right. It will eventually radiate to people and even employers. Employers will play a big role in this. Because sa kanila rin
Correct.
ang sunod yung mga tao kliyente, makakollaborate
Mhm.
natin sa industry,
Correct.
and it will be, it will be a better, people will be in a better position. But okay, so
Yes, agree.
enough of the negativities. I mean, that we're done with that. Now, as part of the LGBT community, what are you most proud of naman as an architect? Oh, sige, Architect BJ, nakita ko na yung smile mo. Mauna ka na.
Well, I'm
Go.
really proud. I'm really proud that LGBT community is marking their way here in this
Mm-hmm.
field. And then there's a lot of LGBT community that excelling in design, like us,
Mm-hmm.
physical design, and even in construction. And then we can, parang I'm really proud now we can express ourselves through design, kumbaga. So that's
Mm-hmm.
really important to me and very, parang I'm really happy about it. So yeah.
Meron bang benefits, Architect BJ, na
Mm.
na talagang pang LGBT lang, employees? Meron ka bang nakukuhang benefits dyan? Like,
I think
what's the best part?
hindi naman siguro like LGBT lang for
Oo,
like
oo.
parang super LGBT lang dapat yung office. But because of diversity, you can
Mhm.
get different perceptions, perspective, and then you can create a very strong, creative-minded people like from na kung meron sa LGBT, meron din sa male and female perspective, those creativity in one solution. That would be
Mhm.
great. That's one of the advantages siguro, and then you can create an atmosphere with full of positivity and human centrism kumbaga, because we're different, and then diversity is one of a strong characteristic to come up with a good design.
Right. Thank you so much, Architect number
Thank
one. What
you.
about
Yeah.
Architect number two, Architect Timmy? You, what do you think, what are you most proud of? Siyempre, maganda talaga yung pag-set mo ng tone, Architect BJ. I love it. So, medyo formal ko rin ng konti. Ikaw, Architect Timmy, what are you most proud of? And what is the, what do you benefit from in the community?
I really like what Architect BJ said earlier. Sinabi niya perfectly. So, gusto ko yung part na sinabi niya na parang they are more comfortable with themselves, di ba? Tapos ano
Mhm.
siya, nag-resonate sa mga designs sila and everything. Tapos yung perspective mas wider. I appreciate din yung
Mm.
sinabi ni Architect
Yeah.
BJ. Basta yung sinabi niya perfect. Ako naman parang sinabi mo about yung parang mga things sa parang specifically for LGBT, I'm happy
Oo.
na there's equality. I, I'm so down. Hindi na kailangan ng
Good.
anything special treatment kasi I don't like it kasi I don't like na parang na-abuse because, dapat LGBT, dapat lamang kami. In a way,
Mhm.
we're all human beings. Lahat tayo, we have beautiful souls. So yun yung gusto kong i-master natin na lahat ng nakakausap nyo, iba-ibang tao yan, may iba-iba yung pinagdadaanan, may iba-iba silang
Right.
ugali. Kilalanin mo yung tao bilang yung tao, not because kung ano yung label na nakadikit sa kanila. Right? So,
Mhm.
yun lang, equality, I'm so down on it. I'm so down na meron ng ganon. Hindi ko na kailangan ng special treatment. So,
And that's good. And I mean,
Exactly.
I was waiting that answer na ganun yung makukuha ko from you guys, because it's tricky eh. It's tricky also if you say na, oh, may benefits ako dahil ganito ako. May benefits ako dahil ganito. And we want to have like equal rights. Yan lang naman ang pinaglalaban natin dito. Maybe a girl, a boy,
yeah.
whatever,
Authority.
right. And it goes beyond the gender. It goes beyond the sex. It goes beyond the career, and even age. Ang dami kasing issues
Mhm.
talaga
Correct.
ngayon, and all we want is to be treated equally para everybody happy, kasi as long as you get the job done, yun naman yung importante.
Correct.
Get the job done, you have good character, people naman, wala dapat problema. Tama?
Correct. Yes.
Right.
Bottom line
Okay.
is
Mhm.
bottom line we're all humans, and we deserve
Yeah.
deserve to live in to express ourselves freely, and at the same time na our field kasi is very objective. It should be
Yes.
objective,
Yes.
because if it's subjective, medyo magkakaroon na ng iba't ibang levels. So in being objective, gender is not part of it, I guess.
Right. Very well said. And, we have so many more questions to these two architects. And later on, tatanungin naman natin sila sa mga iba pa nilang ginagawa aside from being architects. So mga parts, please stay with us. Kurd TV's Bold Talks will be right back.
Panasonic. Panasonic. Panasonic.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it.
For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use PinoCare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take PinoCare.
In Mega, we care.
Bold Talks again with me and architect BJ. Okay, so you've seen the video of VR Spaces, diba? So you know how to get in touch with them, guys. You'll see later on. But now, Architect Timmy. basta look at the screen and just look at our guests. Para you know how to slide into their DMs. Okay, so Architect Timmy, please share with us naman a little bit more about your DJ naman. Because you do that professionally. Like,
Yeah.
pandemic ngayon,
Yeah.
your industry is also affected.
Yeah.
How's it going now? Like, tell us more about it.
Well, sad to say, I feel bad dun sa mga owners ng mga restaurants, bars, clubs, and even the resort owners na rin. Kasi anything to do with entertainment na rin, kasi kasama na rin yung mga artista na apektuhan saka mga singers. So I feel bad for them, but at the same time, we need to pivot agad. So what I did nung nagkaroon kagad ng ECQ, that was like March, first week or second week of March. I feel like second week. Basta yung pinaka day one ng lockdown dito sa Metro Manila, kasi I'm based in Metro Manila eh, nagkumo kagad ako. Sabi ko, I have to do something about this and I have to do it now. So alam ko na ang mangyayari sa party scene, alam ko na kung ano mangyayari sa nightlife industry namin. So bigla ako pumasok sa Kumu. Yun lang ginawa ko sa Kumu. All I did was to play DJ, to play, to DJ, and to promote music virtually na. So,
How often do you go on Kumu?
Well, right now, almost every day, at least 1 hour. Pero yung shows ko doon is more of a lifestyle stream nga. So, makikita mo na yung behind the scenes ng being tech startup founder. Makikita nyo na yung behind the scenes ng being architect kung yeah. Am I here?
Yeah, go ahead. Nawala ka for a while. So
Sorry,
it was
sorry.
more
Hindi ko
of the
mapapasa.
lifestyle. Okay. Sige, mamaya na yung tumatawag. But okay, you were saying more of lifestyle. And you do it 1 hour per day. And it's like a different genres of music ang ginagawa mo on Kumu. Okay, sige. Hayaan muna natin ayusin ni Architect Timmy yung kanyang technicalities. Ikaw, what about you, Architect DJ? Like, aside from being an architect, what else is your other passion? Do you do something on the side? May side hustle ka ba? What else do you do aside from the construction?
Well, I don't have like yung side hustle, like nagkakaroon ako ng income doon. But I really love traveling, experiencing new places, and then makeup also. So I really
makeup.
love so yes, like when I was in college, I used to do makeups for my fellow Archie students also, and then way back in high school, I used to sketch gowns for them for their prom, but I never turn it into like parang income generating activity. So aside from architecture, medyo travel and arts pa rin, kind of related pa rin to art, kumbaga.
To each other. But that's good, no? Like, ang dami mo pang ibang nagagawa. You said makeup. You said drawing dresses or gowns.
Yeah.
And then you also said traveling. So, given that you had the choice to, get some income from these three, alin ang pipiliin mo dyan? Like, if ever you can make a career out of whatever, those three, alin ang pipiliin mo?
I think I will choose, I'm torn between traveling and makeup. But
Naiintindihan ko yan.
Yeah, super hirap, right? But if I'm gonna choose one lang, I think travel. Because it's really nice to, experience new culture, new food, new places, kumbaga, and then share it to the world. So if I could monetize that, maybe I could become an influencer or travel blogger. So that's how I see that. So kasi tourist agency is not doing well so far. So travel blogger, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that also, Architect DJ, I know that, we're very limited now in traveling, but we are kind of, we are starting to promote already that if you just want to travel, let's just travel locally first. And I think some people overlook that kasi, syempre, when you want to travel, you want to go outside the Philippines.
Abroad,
right? To experience different cultures or different cuisines, but ang di nila alam lahat that when you travel locally, ang daming iba't ibang cuisine din dito, right?
Oh, imagine, Architect Patch. We have more than 7,000 islands, so we can
Low
discover
tide
that
or high
from.
tide?
I would prefer low tide. I, I would prefer low tide there. So yeah,
True.
I mean,
Mm.
Philippines alone, we have rich in culture, we have rich in traditions. We have El Nido and Boracay and all those not so popular islands in the south. Oh God, it's
Yes.
really nice to explore Philippines, and we need to support local tourism right now because they've been struggling for months and they need
Yeah.
to we also when we are ready, when we are not really afraid, or and then when we travel we need to be cautious with our itinerary, because I think
Right.
last 2 weeks I went to Boracay.
Oh wow, you're one
And
of the few who
yeah,
already went to Boracay. Can you tell us just a short
my
kwento about your
God.
travel experience?
You know what? I We expected that it will be a lot of hassle because of all those process, but it's not.
Mhm.
You just
Mhm.
need to be organized and you need to
Mhm.
plan it well so that there's no hassle in the airport going in and outside of Boracay. And the island is amazing. This is my first time after the rehabilitation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing,
Malaking yung change.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes, and then we went to Shangri-La Boracay, which is really nice, very secluded, and then it's like you own the island, and then you can
Right.
really refresh your mind, regenerate your soul, and have a good time with your good friends.
Yeah, and I mean, we are really already, traveling locally is already there as long as you just follow the safety protocols, and you just
Correct.
have to have your self tested, your PCR, and
Mm-hmm.
just the right accommodations, and you can really fly. And I think parang ang may Boracay bubble but when you get there,
Yes,
everybody's safe and
yeah, I
wala
see.
masyadong tao, so talagang you feel like the
Mm-hmm.
island is yours. Nakakaingit ka na.
Exactly. Super nice. And find
Yan.
time. Find time to treat yourself because
Si,
we had a very challenging year.
si Architect Timmy nakatingin na sa'yo parang time. Paano ko ba hanapan ng time to?
Yeah, I don't have, hindi ako marunong dyan. That skill I need to learn.
Well,
I don't
Timmy,
know
I
how
guess
to
you
do
need
time
uh,
management.
uh yeah, you need 5 months to plan bago ka makapag-travel siguro kasi time management is really important. Oh God.
Gusto ko yun. Paturo nga ako sa inyo paano yung time management na yan. Kasi ako marunong Kaya parang na-lost ako. Ano daw? Time? Parang sinabi ng time na na-lost na ako sa conversation.
Yeah, I mean siguro
Dyan sa management na yan. But yun nga, we were going back to your Kumu experience. Now, by the way, I'd like to thank everybody who's watching us on Kumu. We are also live there. Sa mga nagpapadala ng hearts, sa mga gifts, sa mga halo-halo, thank you. Nandito si Sky of Saints enjoying our conversation. We have HM Queen. I wish I could name them all. Briggs Flores is here. Christian Leyega. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you guys can also see Architect Timmy on Kumu. But now, hindi mo ba namimiss? Gano'n mo namimiss, Architect Timmy, to perform? Like, how often your gigs before, pre-pandemic?
Pre-pandemic, siguro, every weekend. Every
Mm.
weekend, I have a gig. But usually, siya, sa Metro Manila based.
Okay.
And, sa PGC or sa Makati, sa Poblacion. Kasi ang genre ko is house, electro, trance, and techno. I rarely play hip-hop. Rarely. Pag kailangan lang. Like, for example, sa Kumu, I have to play more hip-hop and pop mainstream music kasi syempre, yung
Mas
crowd dun,
relatable. Oo.
relatable dapat. So, yun gets ko yun. But usually, I always play house music, electro, ganyan. So,
Now,
laging
if
BGC Poblacion, Makati. Yung dalawa lang.
Oh.
abangan nga kita minsan sa Kumu, sa house
Sige.
set mo, because I love house music. So, ako yung isang market mo dyan. So,
Oh, yun.
maabangan kita. Oh, I got you, Architect TV. But ngayon, guys, like alam ko lockdown and December na. Would you believe it? It's already December. Who would have thought that we will stay indoors till December? And aside from work, because the two of you, you seem to be very, not naman, I don't put this in a bad light that you're workaholics, no, but you're very passionate with your career. Can I just ask you, like, aside from working, ano pa yung nagpapaka-busy sa inyo during pandemics? Lighter side naman, guys. Like, pakita nyo naman sa mga tao na medyo, hindi naman kami minsan nagtatrabaho. Medyo chill din kami. Architect BJ, what have you been doing during the pandemic?
My God, I don't know. I don't know if this is appropriate. But
Oh my God.
Oh my God, gets me.
Brace yourselves, everyone.
No. No, it's not what you think, guys. So
What?
well, first of all, Netflix. Yes.
Okay.
That's one. Like I mean
Nagpapawisan ako sa'yo. Oh.
before I'm not really into Netflix when the pandemic started. Oh God, every new release sa Netflix, even Breaking Bad, which was like 10 years ago na yata yon. I finished it. Really, I'm parang pinatapos ko siya ngayon. And then aside from that, Netflix is, I have a close friends here in Manila. Like she always invite us for weekend wine sesh. So
Okay. Ito na ba yung brace yourself? Ano? Okay.
yes, because we just drinking wines for
Okay.
the whole weekend, having laugh conversation, but it's just intimate, just the 3 or 4 of us. So yun yung
As long
parang
as
I
as
don't
long
know
as you
kung
guys
it's
are safe naman eh, 'di ba? As long as hindi kayo
Exactly.
na ano, that's fine. They don't recommend lang naman you go out and dine out, but if you wanna meet with your friends,
Correct.
as long as you are all safe and hindi kayo magkakahawa, 'di ba? I think okay lang.
Exactly. As long as you have 4 bottles of wine every week,
Oh,
why
yes.
not? But I don't
Paki-text nga
encourage
ako
that.
kapag kailangan mo ng additional. Ako magdadala ng isang bote ng wine dyan.
Why not? We
Diba?
love that. That's
Okay, so Netflix and wine. What else?
yes. I don't kasi webinars is part of work, but
Okay.
I think I could still relate the webinars as part of self improvement. You know, because we can attend exhibition, we can attend seminars here and then. So webinars sometimes took like 20 to 30% of my time this pandemic. So hopefully, I'm looking forward for an actual one next year.
Right. Sana, no? Crossed fingers. What about you, Architect
Yes.
Timmy? Ano pang ginagawa mo? Maliban sa pag-DJ, sa pag-work, kapag kung wari may time ka for yourself, what do you do?
Well, usually, I work out. I
Okay.
like work out. Yeah. So, I like fitness.
Mhm.
So, parang yun yung nahirapan ako i-sustain, but I have to. Kasi parang naging part siya ng lifestyle ko. Tapos, sabi nga din ni Architect BJ, yung mga webinars, considered ba siya? Kasi parang more on siya personality growth.
Mhm.
So, kung hindi
Yes.
siya kasama sa work thing, pwede. And probably books. I have a lot of business books. Kaso nga, hindi ko
Oh, okay.
na. Then, audiobooks,
Oo.
podcast, nagaw nakikinig ng Gary Vaynerchuk, ganyan, ng Stoic Philosophy, Ryan Holiday, Tim Ferriss, yung mga ganun. Pero hindi ko lang kung ilalagay ko siya, kasi parang seryoso eh. So, I'm not so sure. Netflix, Architect Patch, I'm trying to watch, to do Netflix.
You're trying? What do you mean you're trying? Because you're not a fan of watching TV talaga? You're not a binge watcher? Ganon?
Hindi, right now, hindi. Parang nawala kasi siguro sa routine. So, try ko bumalik. But from time to time, may
What are you watching on Netflix now?
lately, pag siguro gusto ko lang tumawa, like probably a lot of stand-up comedian shows.
Ah, yeah. Right, right.
Nice.
It's easier for me to consume it. Eh, ang dami ko nang iniisip, so hindi ko na kayang manood ng sobrang bigat na shows.
Yes.
Pero
At saka yung mga kailangan mo pag-isipan. Oo.
kaya ko yung mga Law and Order, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, yung kailangan mo tutukan. Kaya ko siya before, pero hindi ko ma-sustain. So, yun na lang mga stand-up comedy shows na rin kaya kong i-sustain. For now. Kasi binabalik
For now.
ko yung Yeah.
Pero sa workout mo, like, let's talk about a little bit more of the fitness side. And what's your workout routine? That's every day? Like, what kind of workout do you do?
Every other day siya. Sana.
Mhm.
Kasi hindi siya kayang sustain. I'm gonna be honest, hindi siya kayang sustain. Lalo na nung
Mhm.
ECQ, GCQ, yung wala pang gyms. Ang hirap
Oo.
sa bahay. Masaya sa simula.
Mhm.
Masaya sa simula, pero sustainability is hard. Kasi tatamarin ka eh. Parang doon mo ma-appreciate talaga doon mo ma-appreciate yung outdoors, doon mo ma-appreciate yung gyms, kasi kailangan conducive ka talaga, mindset-wise and everything. Pag lagi ka nag-workout sa bahay, parang at some point, nagsistale na siya. So, naging counterproductive na rin. So, yun yung challenge doon.
Tama. And mahirap rin talaga.
And I like talking to people nung nagkaroon ng pandemic. I keep on swiping and talking to people. So
Ayan, dyan tayo sa swiping. Oo, naging big thing mag-swipe now. Yeah, left, right, but whatever. And no, but the nice thing there, guys, is like, it's nice to swipe because you get to connect to people, which is, you don't want to lose the human connection kasi.
True.
Right?
And
And,
Kumu rin pala, Architect Pat, si Architect BJ. I highly suggest you go to Kumu kasi you can talk to people there. Not because for networking purposes, pero ako kasi medyo, kasi ako lagi yung parang ano ba, maganda pa tong collaboration in the future. Lagi you can talk, guys, to a lot of people here worldwide. Not just Pilipinas, like worldwide siya.
Nice.
And marami kang makikitang mga kakaibang tao na, alam mo yung ganun pala dun sa Germany. Ganyan na pala ngayon sa California right now. Oh, cool. O, kamusta naman ganyan. So, it helps. Extrovert
maraming natututunan. Yeah. And I mean, tama. And yun yung maganda sa Kumu. Not a lot of people are on Kumu yet kasi, but when people start to explore the platform, ang daming content, ang dami mong makikilala. Every content, all the markets kaya i-tap. May it be music, entertainment, or something informative. Kumu really gives you that space, no?
Nakuha na nila yung sweet spot, no?
Oo, nakuha nila yung sweet spot and very relatable yung app. Thank you so much.
Oh wow, nice. Yes.
yung founders ng Kumu, sila mga Silicon Valley boys.
Yeah,
wow.
right.
Phil-am kids, mga California boys. Tapos lahat sila nag-uwian sa Pilipinas nung nagkakaroon na talaga, sunod-sunod na yung funding ni Kumu. This is pre-pandemic times. Tapos pandemic, syempre hataw sila. So,
kasi the tech space talaga, hataw talaga ngayong pandemic. Which brings me now to your other passion, Architect Timmy. Let's now go to the tech space. And I know that we showed the video a while ago about VR spaces, right? Can you tell us a bit more about your participation as Philippines delegates in Web Summit 2020 live from Portugal? Like, may nangyaring event na ganyan, diba? Can you tell us a little bit more of that?
Well, actually, it's happening right now. So, si Web Summit 2020 is parang siyang Grammys or parang siyang pinakamalaking festival. You can think of like, for example, Coachella, ganun. Kung DJ side naman. Parang siyang Grammys or Coachella na lahat ng tech startup people, lahat ng investors, lahat ng mentors, lahat ng mga schools, nandun sila, sama-sama sila. Tapos, yung 150 countries, may kanya-kanyang representative na mga tech startup founders to represent nga yung community namin as a tech startup niche. So, si VR Spaces isa doon. So, ang kasama namin doon, mga more on like energy preservation, sobrang bigat ng mga aviation, ganun. So, yun yung mga kasama namin. Maraming social entrepreneurship din kasi yun yung malakas dito sa Pilipinas. And I feel like yung mga investors, yun yung doon sila malakas magbigay din ng funding sa mga ganun. So, nangyayari siya right now. So, I'm sabay siya nangyayari, pero syempre I make time for you guys because you guys are cool. I appreciate whatever you're doing. It's so cool. So, yun. So, it's fun naman. Pero virtual din siya. Medyo medyo nag-a-adjust because hindi mo siya makakausap yung mga investors. For example, gusto mo kausapin si Mark Cuban. Nandun kasi sila Mark Cuban
I'm such a fan. Oh my God.
Mark Cuban. Andun siya.
Yeah.
Kasi virtual lang. Pero dapat kasi nandun kami.
Oo.
Supposedly dapat nandun
Sayang.
Pandemic. Yeah. So,
but at least you're able to participate. Yeah.
Even DJing dapat supposedly nasa mga iba-ibang lugar ako such as La Union, ganyan, Palawan, Boracay. Dapat mag-DJ. Pero so lahat virtual
Happens.
din.
This
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, at least your space, Architect Timmy, the tech industry now is alive. Maybe one industry will kind of like lie low, which is your DJing and like physical events, but at least the other aspect, which is the
Yeah.
tech space, is gumagalaw, which I think is an advantage for you. But for you, Architect DJ, like now the construction industry is still ongoing. Like we are very much active. We are just, of course, setting some protocols for the safety of everybody, especially on site. Now in your firm, like in DECA, what really is your role? Are you more of the designer? Are you more of the planner? And what type of projects have you really accomplished
Okay.
in the office?
Yeah. So in our studio, Design Collaboratives, we are composed of a small group, kumbaga, and then my main goal is to lead this group of designers with a technical person, junior architects, and also interior designers, because we always do a project with collaboration with different professionals, because we still believe it in collaboration, right? So my main goal though is to lead and then design as an architect, and then as a planner also in DECA, and then um, projects that I handled personally there is more on hospitality and commercial
Coming from your
spaces.
tourism love, right?
Yes, yeah. So I'm quite fortunate na parang this studio that I'm working right now is focusing on hospitality. So you can see in our video the past projects that we have from ground up to the interiors of the hotel. Even the furniture we design it um on our own with team up with our interior designers plus the
Wow.
supplier also. So from small scale to larger scale, like master planning, we do that in Deca Design Collaboratives, and we always value kasi human centrism in
Yes.
our design process, kumbaga. So yeah, so those are the
That's a
projects that.
human centrism is really a good value in terms of design. And
Correct.
really happy that you've brought that up in our conversation because
Same.
it like dun nang gagaling yung
Yeah.
concept ng space, ng puso, and how you
Correct.
conceptualize the entire, it can be interior, it can be a building, no matter how big the
Exactly.
space naman is. And which is good. Yung sinasabi ko lagi dito sa show na to, there are really no small or big projects when it comes to our industry, right? Kasi kahit guardhouse alam mo yung tingnan mo simple lang pero hindi. Kailangan you have to
Yeah.
get it right. And the amount of work
Yeah.
that you put into it, pinag-iisipan lahat ng details na yan, di ba?
Correct. Exactly. Like for example, in our video, we have there the G residence, the one here in Makati. Even the mailbox, we really designed it, like
Wow.
how it should be, and then how people can use this in terms of their height, in terms of how
Right.
mails they're gonna receive. So guest journey is really important in our studio. So that's why in every project we always do research with students, and then we identify touch points that could really entice and stimulate your senses, kumbaga. Because we design for people. That's the main goal.
Yes.
We design for people, and we try to design it will still be relevant even after 10 or 20 years. So that's the main goal in our studio, kumbaga.
And ang ganda nung collab, ang ganda ng concept rin nun with what Architect Timmy is doing with VR spaces, because in relation to yours, which is you design for people, for humans, si Architect Timmy naman, they make it more, they help people to visualize it more in a 3D concept, right?
Correct.
Which is what we were talking
Correct.
about off air a while ago, guys. Na parang ngayon, it helps people because everybody's indoor. Minsan you wanna go a house tour or room tour. And with what Architect Timmy is doing with your spaces, you guys are able to, managed to make it happen. Tama ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started kasi
Mhm.
yung clients namin, okay lang ba kwento?
Oh, go ahead.
We started, we started kasi yung clients namin kasi abroad. New York, New Jersey, tapos Singapore, tapos sometimes sa Europe. I feel like sa Germany ata or Norway. Anyway, so yun nga, nag-start kami sa mga brokerages sa mga New York, New Jersey, etc. And then, naisip namin, what if ipasok ko sa local market? This is pre-pandemic. Pero at that time, nung punasok namin sa Pilipinas, local market, parang medyo na-challenge kami. Kasi sa ibang bansa, normal na yung virtual tour, normal na yung
Yes.
VR, AR. Dito parang, what? What's that?
Galing. Parang wow.
Oo, parang gano'n. Alam mo naman tayo Pilipino, let's be honest, parang pagdating sa mga innovation technology, medyo tayo, parang wow.
Yeah. Like,
Medyo
this
ganun
is
tayo. So,
something.
parang medyo consumer education kami dito pagdating dito. Then yung pumasok na yung pandemic, parang yung sabi ko nga with Kumu, parang humataw sila because lahat nasa bahay. So ngayon, naintindihan na nung mga real estate developers, mga architects, saka mga contractors, yung purpose talaga ng ginagawa namin. Kasi wala nang
Yes.
tao. Wala nang tao pupunta doon para i-check out. So lahat nasa bahay na, mag-check out na sa laptop or phone. Tapos doon nila ma-filter kung sino talaga yung bibili, sino yung mag-renta. So less hassle for the developers or for the architects or contractors.
Yes,
Tapos
convenient.
tapos
It's very convenient
weekly-
for them.
Yeah. Tapos kung construction site naman, weekly, parang weekly report. Kasi every week or by month,
Tama.
virtual tour.
Yes.
Makikita kung talaga nangyayari sa construction. Hindi mo na kailangan akyatin or mag-alimak or something.
Right.
So basically, yung traditional way, dahan-dahan namin pinupush. Or
And we're very thankful that there are companies like yours, which is VR Spaces, because yun nga you push people to go out of their comfort zone, and hey, like tech can do this for us. Like it doesn't take away the human factor of going to the sites. Well, now it does because of the pandemic, but it really helps people like bring it in a more convenient manner. Yun nga you want to see the space, you give them a tour, a virtual tour, you see how big the room is, okay na ba yung occupation, like anong interior yung gagawin. At the same time, doon natutulong rin yung mga ginagawa rin ni Architect BJ, like when they design human space, it is really for how these people will work around the different spaces. Makakatulog ba sila ng maayos? Makakaluto ba sila ng matino? Magkakarinigan ba? Right? And I think you two are like a really good example of what we are doing in the construction industry. Right? So, I mean, I've learned so much from you guys. Had so much fun. Cap our episode. So my final question for you guys is, what do you hope for and look forward to for the LGBTQ community, and fostering a more collaborative and a more inclusive construction industry? Let's start with Architect Timmy.
I feel like we're good now. Kasi parang we're in a good headspace right now as a community, as a collective. Siyempre, hindi mo pa may iwasan yung issues, but you always got to look yung brighter side of things. So for me, we're in a good headspace right now as a collective. We just keep pushing it, and kung sino man yung gustong mag-out or something, like sabi nga ni Architect BJ earlier na kailangan maging komportable ka sa kung who you are, kasi it will start from within.
Yes.
I'm all about self-love, right? Very very pandemic self-love.
Oh, self-love, pandemic, self-love. Tama.
Puro ganun, di ba? Nag-pandemic, personality development, puro ganun ako lately. So, it will start from within talaga. So, as a collective, we're good right now. We're just gonna keep pushing it. But maganda yung tayo ngayon. Right now, yung community namin. Pero for me, is more on internal, kanya-kanya individual. Yeah. Kasi yun yung natutunan ko, Architect Pat, sa pandemic. Kaya big deal talaga sa akin yung mental health, self-love, self-care. Ang dami ko kasi na-realize nung mag-isa.
Talagang nakuha natin from this, right?
Yeah, coming from an extrovert person na di sanay nasa loob ng isang space, ang dami kong natutunan. It's, yeah,
And
so I'm
yeah,
grateful
and
din.
ako rin kasi extrovert. So ang maganda doon is ang dami pa palang pwede talagang matutunan about yourself. Just when you thought that eto na ako, ang dami pa palang, just little hobbies or little interests na parang pwede mo pa palang palakihin. And because you had the time to, really focus on it, which is the nice part. And thank you for that very positive, positive outlook on how things are now. I mean, it's a good sign to hear from you guys na ganon. What about you, Architect
Yeah.
DJ? Do you have the same sentiments or what else
Um,
are you hoping for?
yeah, actually, I have similar sentiments with Architect Timmy, no, na
Mm-hmm.
parang we're in a good situation right now. But I'm really hoping na even though we have like a small step of progressing towards full acceptance and love. We just
Mm-hmm.
need to be more patient, and then within the LGBT community, now we need to be more supportive of each other, so we can achieve this place. Now everyone is really accepted, and then there's no worry if you want to come out or express yourself. And I think in terms of LGBTQ in construction industry, just do your job well, whether big, big or small project or task. Do your best because at the end of the day, your performance will reflect who you are, whether you're a part of LGBT community or a straight male or female. So yeah, that's it.
I very much agree with the both of you. And I mean, you could not have said it any better. You
Mhm.
have, inspired not just me, but everyone who's watching. I mean, I'm sure meron dyan pinagdadaanan rin kung anong pinagdaanan nyo before. And just by looking at both of you, like where you are now in life, no, as a
Mhm.
successful architect and someone who's also doing their hobbies on the side, na nagsimula lang as something na pang-release lang ng stress, nagkaroon pa ng income from that. And that's what Architect Timmy's DJ happened. You know, this is why we're doing this show also, just to inform other people of everything that's happening in our industry, that there is a different side to it and the different characters and personalities behind this, very strong and mason industry. So with that,
Mhm.
thank you so much, Architect DJ Florendo and
Thank
Architect Tim.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your colorful stories to us. Kasing colorful ng background ni Architect Timmy yung pinag-usapan natin
I
ngayon.
know. I
The
know.
blue and the pink lights. So, I mean, all the
Everything.
best. All the best in your projects and other endeavors. Being inclusive is not only a nice thing to do, it is core to business sustainability. In building pride, we just have to be accepting and trusting to be able to impact productivity, but by allowing not only gay and transgender staff, but all staff to work to their potential. So thank you very much, guys. Curve TV's Bold Talks will be right back.
Panasonic. Panasonic. Panasonic.
I spoke with women who had dark spots and how they solved it.
For so many years, I spent a lot on trying products that didn't lighten my dark spots.
My dark spots came because of hormonal changes during my last pregnancy.
I had dark spots, a skin condition I inherited from my mom. It's called melasma.
Use PinoCare, the clinically proven solution to melasma. Take PinoCare.
Mega, we care.
Curve TV's Bold Talks is co-presented by Panasonic. For more details on sponsorship, please drop us an email at curvetvph@gmail.com. So mga parts, thank you again for staying with me today. Join me next Wednesday as we usher in the holidays, 4 p.m. live here on Kumu, Facebook, and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. That's at Curve TV PH. So stay safe, everyone. Get an architect, get an engineer, get a contractor, get ahead of the curve. Again, this has been Bold Talks. I am Architect Patch, and you're watching Curve TV, your collaborative construction channel.